What is up, football fans? I'm your host, Shane, and this is False 10 Football Talk and Tactics, where rivals clash, hot takes fly, and we break the game down the way it's meant to be. So, whether it's panic buys from Arsenal, tactical shifts from Man City, or pre-season chaos from Newcastle and Man United, we have got it all. Let's get into it. Today, I'm joined by a very good friend of mine, Ranks, who's going to be the Arsenal representative. What's up, Ranks? Ranks, your mic's on mute. You want me to help you? Okay, while Ranks is fixing his technical difficulties, yesterday we touched on a lot of things. We discussed Liverpool's front line. We rated the front three. We rated our midfielding three. We rated the back four as well as the goalkeeper, and we did the same for Arsenal. Just to recap, in this transfer window, based on yesterday's pod, we basically gave Liverpool a 7 for recruitment at the back. We need that centre back. We gave Liverpool a 9 for recruitment in the midfield just because we don't know if putting Soboslai or McAllister on the bench for Florian Wirtz is or isn't going to work, but definitely good work done by our transfer team. And we gave Liverpool's transfer activity in the front line an 8 as well by getting Hugo Ekitike, also seeing as they sold Lucho Diaz and also sold Darwin Núñez just now. That leaves us short-handed in the front. So obviously, we do want to see another forward come in, whether it be an Isak, whether it be a Rodrigo. And just recently, we were linked to Eze. So the latest news is that we've been linked to Eze. So personally, I don't have a lot of information on Eze. I don't know much about the player. I know he plays for PSG. I've seen some of his highlights, but I can't really break down what he would bring to a Liverpool. When it does come to Rodrigo, on the other hand, I kind of know what to expect. I know that since we lost Coutinho, we as Liverpool fans haven't really seen a consistent long shot maker, especially with the outside foot. We know McAllister's good from long range, but we haven't really seen one of our forwards cut in and bend it into the top corner on a consistent basis specifically. So while I'm kind of more leaning on the Rodrigo signing as opposed to getting Eze, I just believe Eze would be much harder to get and he'd be more expensive. In addition to that, I'm not familiar with his game, but looking at his highlights, it does look like he's explosive. It does look like he's got trickery. I just can't really definitively say I would rate him better than Rodrigo based on what I know. So definitely seeing an Isak come in would be enough for me, personally. Seeing an Isak come in for me would mean that you've got Ekitike or Isak in the middle, and then you've got Cody and Ekitike basically rotating in and out of that left side. Okay? And with Ekitike and Cody rotating in and out of the left wing, as well as Ekitike and maybe Isak rotating in and out of the 9, I think that gives us legs. Just like Florian rotating in and out of the midfield, maybe Sobo, maybe McAllister, maybe Grav also rotates in or out of the midfield. Okay, Ranks is back. Ranks, you with us? Oh, some technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe you need to get a mic, Ranks. Anyway, I think Liverpool do really well when we play a 3 and we have 4 top tier players for that position. See, we do really good when we play a 4 and we have 5 top tier. Well, in the back lines, the only place we play 4. And I don't think just having one more top tier replacement in the back makes sense. This year, based on what Arne Slot's doing, it looks like he wants two players in each wing back position or fullback position, and it looks like he's okay with having three centre backs, even though you play two centre backs each game. He just wants three world class centre backs, and I do think we're gonna go in for Giovanni Leone. As time progresses, Giovanni Leone becomes more. The rumors become louder and louder. People are talking about him more and more. So I really do think this is a transfer we can get. I am semi familiar with his game. I watched some of his highlights, kind of tactically analyzed the way he moves, his frame, and I've
Yo,
listened to.
can you hear me now?
I can definitely hear you, Ranks. How you doing, man?
I'm live, man. How you doing?
I'm doing very good on this beautiful Thursday.
How's the sound?
The sound is amazing. You sound good. Sounds nice and deep, loud, clear, crisp. You sound good.
Dope, dope. All right, well, what are we talking about today?
So I was basically just breaking down. We'll start with Liverpool. Since this is not a Liverpool first pod, but I've already been touching on a couple of things. So before we get to the Arsenal stuff, I just want to take a couple of minutes to ask your opinion on Liverpool's activity in the transfer window. So, of course, I've sent you those screenshots and you can see the business we did this transfer window. So we're not talking about money now. We're just talking about like for like replacements in positions where we needed supplementation. Yeah. And one of those positions was a creative midfielder. We got Florian Wirtz for obviously a staggering 125 million euro. We were lacking a good out and out or linking up number 9 because we were between Jota, Lucho Diaz, and obviously Darwin Nunes, who disappointed us all. And we managed to get Hugo Ekitike for the second highest fee by Liverpool this transfer window for 95 million. Obviously, RIP Jota after his tragic passing. Jota's no longer with us. And now Darwin Nunes is leaving to Saudi. So now we only have one number 9. Lucho Diaz was also sold, who would play our kind of false 9, rotating into the left side kind of role. How do you rate Liverpool's transfer activity first and foremost in front, in the midfield, considering we've got the three best midfielders in the league on current form, and then in defense, losing Trent, replacing him with Jeremy Frimpong, and then also Robertson beginning to fade, keeping Robertson, who is a senior, keeping Tsimikas, and then adding Kirkes, who's an out and out pace and power, hardcore defending left back. And then obviously Georgie Mamadashvili came last season, so we won't touch on that. But you may, comment on whether or not you think that was smart for us to do last transfer window. But yeah, overall, would you be able to rate Liverpool's transfer window as an opponent, based on everything I told you, based on how you know the Liverpool team is, and based on us addressing weaknesses and strengthening, but actually spending a lot of money in. How would you rate our transfer window?
The thing is, it's very difficult to rate a transfer window before the season has started. So all you can do is speculate about the areas that needed addressing, and it appears that Liverpool are addressing areas that needed addressing. But
Mhm.
another issue or potential issue is the number of transfers, because a lot of players went out and a lot of players are coming in. So now a
Mhm.
lot of players need to adapt to a system. A lot of old players need to adapt to a new system. A lot of new players adapting to a new environment. And, just a lot going on. And a lot of teams that win the league, it's usually a team that has been together for 2 or 3 years, that have a lot of cohesion together and have a lot of understanding. So it's about how quickly they can get that whole team cohesion going so that they can, as a team, get going and challenge for the league, the Champions League, and other competitions. So It's just about how quickly the team can adapt because there's no doubt about the players' ability and quality that they've signed. But now it's just about getting a system going and that system going and flowing quickly as possible.
Makes sense. As a Liverpool fan, though, I would say that even though we haven't seen them in games that count, I've been watching them the whole preseason. And in preseason, we don't focus on results, we focus on performance only. We focus on 20-minute spells, moments where players do get to link up. Obviously, they're still a bit rusty, but man, on preseason, we look dangerous. Mo Salah's already linking up with Jeremy Frimpong. You already see Hugo Ekitike linking up with Mo Salah. Hugo Ekitike actually dropping to the left side, which means Cody can play a little bit lower. Milos can overlap comfortably. As a Liverpool fan, even though we do need a betting in period, I would say, based on what happened in preseason, I'd say our betting in period is pretty much done. And I think this is not just me being optimistic. I just think we look very, very dangerous on current format, and it's exciting.
That's good. Like, I think I like what you said there about preseason is not really about victories; it's more about performance. And sometimes losing in preseason can help you a lot more than winning 3 or 4 nil easy pickings. So
Also,
it's just about hoping that what you are seeing does translate to a Premier League game where 3 points are up for grabs, where teams are low blocking, where teams are more dogged in their performance, especially if Liverpool are playing away, if they're playing more aggressively, because the Premier League is more aggressive, and a lot of players are from other leagues as well. So it's just about the new players adapting to the aggression and adapting to the system, and there's no doubt they'll get going. It's a matter of when and not if, really.
yeah, I like what you said there. The fact that it's a matter of when, not if. That makes a lot of sense because it looks like they just gonna gel. And for some reason, Man City are having games behind closed doors. So before we move on to Arsenal, because we're definitely gonna start with Arsenal very soon, what do you think about Man City now not having public preseason games, us not seeing how they're performing in preseason? Do you think Pep is kind of, kind of trying to pull one over on us? Do you think he's got something special planned for us, or do you think?
Definitely. I think Pep is trying to reinvent himself right now. He didn't have the best of seasons last season after having how many best seasons in a row. Despite that COVID Cup, in between that COVID Cup and this season now that just passed, he's been doing the most. So we'll see how he reinvents himself. Maybe it's just another flop of a season because he also does have a chopping and changing squad. He did lose one of his most experienced players in KDB.
Yeah,
So there's a huge hole to fill personality wise as well because KDB is a huge figure in that Man
100%.
City team.
100%.
Especially when things aren't going well, and that helped City always kick up a gear when things always didn't go according to plan. And that's football. You will get punched in the face, and things will not go well. Conceding first, red card, uh, a quick 1-2 you didn't see coming, and it's just about how you react. And Man City were very very good at reacting, and last season they weren't really. They were quite passive. So we'll see if if Pep either fixed the problems or reinvented himself, or it's the same old as last season.
Yeah, in my opinion, um, I do have this lingering fear that Pep is planning something something special. I just think football has changed and Slot has adapted in the right way at the right time with momentum. And as a Liverpool fan, I'm just reassured that we'll do fine. And the team I'm actually looking out for is Arsenal because I know the Arsenal squad. I can break them down. I knew where they needed to strengthen, and I can see that the club has done so. So for me personally, I wouldn't say City wouldn't do well this season or wouldn't finish in the top four, but I definitely think I'm looking over my shoulder at Arsenal and not Man City, if that makes sense.
Man City, they're not an immediate direct threat right now. As it stands, I wouldn't be too worried right now.
Would you be
Uh,
more worried about a Chelsea fan?
Chelsea, it just depends on how they. Again, it's Chelsea's is a constant moving. It's a constant evolving piece. There's no real stability there.
Hmm.
I think the real question is that how can they build a team around Cole Palmer? Because we all know he's gonna step up regardless, and
Yeah,
Cole Palmer is gonna do well regardless if Chelsea's doing well or not. And it's
100.
about can they build a team around him so that when he's not really doing well, can others pick up the slack?
Yeah,
And I think the manager is smart enough to do that. He just needs to stabilize that dressing room because there's a lot of ingoings and outgoings. And players to become champions, they need to be settled. Liverpool, I think, were a very, very, very settled squad last season, and Slot just came in, did a few tweaks, added his ideas, built on what Klopp built on, and look how sweet it came together. You know, so
yeah,
also Arsenal, they had a settled squad, but now they made quite a few changes, but and they still need to make more changes as well. I think even the settled squad that they have now needs to evolve, and a lot of teams don't really have settled squads. A lot of teams made a lot of changes, and now it's about which squad can settle quickly and get going. Not to say that it's a bad thing, but it's a factor.
yeah, 100%. 100%. And I want to move on to Chelsea, like again, just before Arsenal, just so we can get this out the way. You said Chelsea need to build a team around Cole Palmer. What do you think the most important piece is for Cole Palmer? Do you think, I want to let you in on this because Chelsea made a lot of transfers. So I just want your opinion on, whether the activity was worth it, etc.
To be honest, I don't even know who Chelsea be signing. Like they signed this other guy from Palmeiras. I don't even know what position he plays, bro. To be honest, it's always a surprise to see which new Chelsea region they have today. Okay, João Pedro, I'm kind of familiar with him, but I'm not sure about this Palmeiras guy. He's probably an attacker in that front three somewhere. So hopefully he just Cole gets some good partners to link up with, and defense is defense. Chelsea are okay; they can be good, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
True. Chelsea for me are like the second biggest threat. Just because I do see them as like a top performing dark horse for the league title, right? A top performing dark horse for some very controversial results, and a dark horse for being a top performing team all year round. Because, like you said, it's already started clicking with Cole Palmer. So when they're able to fully have a team had been built around Palmer, have a team that's focused on letting him drift, giving him the best opportunity to control the play, kind of like Odegaard. Because, I was talking about this yesterday where I said that Arsenal seem very stat heavy and stat individual in their midfield. Like it seems like so much creativity and short through passing comes from Odegaard, and so much running, comes from Declan Rice, and so much holding and defensiveness comes from Partey last season, who's now going to be Zubamendi, and so much deep lying playmaking comes from Partey, and so much running comes from Declan, pace and power. Whereas I see other midfields are a bit more balanced stat wise. So what do you think like would ultimately be the one thing that can like push Cole Palmer this season to threaten us? Like, do you think it's a number 9 that can mix with him? Because I'm pulling up the Chelsea stuff, right? And Chelsea bought a lot of players. I'm going to send you the screenshot in a second, but Chelsea bought a lot of players. I think they spent the second most money after, let's see, they no that's Man City's over here. So they sold Noni, Jao, Petrovic, and a bunch of other players, right? And they bought João Pedro, Jamie Gittins, Jarrell Hato, Liam Delap, Estavio,
Ooh, Estavio,
Dario
yeah. I even forgot
Esp.
about the lab. Yo.
Yeah. So I mean, they bought all these players, Mamadou Saw, Kendry Perez, right? And then Dario Esogu. They spent 279 million, bruv. So that's why Chelsea do scare me a little bit. I
That
know
sounds like
betting.
I won't lie. I'm not too sure of those. I know maybe like 40% of that list. I know Pedro, I know Saw, I know Lap. I know of Estavio.
Jarrell Hato.
Um I don't know that guy. So like I don't even know who's a defender, who's an attacker. I know Pedro Delap is an attack. Pedro and Delap are attack. Sar I think is a defender or a midfielder. I don't even know.
Mamadou Sarr from Strasbourg. Yeah, I can't really break down Chelsea's team. I just mean from someone who doesn't know anything about Chelsea, right? Them getting rid of the players that weren't working and basically replacing them with a bunch of pieces. And here's where it gets to my next piece. Like Liverpool always did well with pieces, and Arsenal are also doing well with pieces. This individual stats that you have. If you have a midfield three of Declan, Odegaard, and Zubimendi, who comes on for them? Like, who's your first substitution?
So we've got
Depending on
we've got
the situation.
okay, so just to switch up the holding play, we can put on Norgard. If just
Mm.
to switch up the Declan running, something else, something a bit more dynamic, or something different, Mikel Moreno,
Mm.
Ethan Nwaneri, Max Dowman, hopefully Eze, you know, those types of players can come into the midfield and do a job. And then down the right, I mean down the left, we got Eze, we got Eze, I wish. We got Martinelli, we got Trossard, got we got we got Noni. So I've been watching a few Noni videos. Uh he's quite the athlete. He's quite energetic, but he's not, and he's got a lot of natural instinct as well. That's one thing I saw about Noni. He's got a lot of natural instinct to move that ball up the field,
He's
but
explosive. He's very explosive.
very very explosive as well. But I don't think he's the cleverest of player compared to
Yeah.
like a Eze, or Olisi, even like a Cole Palmer. Or who's another smart? Salah. Salah is just Salah is so smart, dude. That guy
He's
is
made of IQ. He's made of
that
IQ.
guy. He's just a naturally smart winger. And then who else is a smart winger? Palmer. That guy's a genius. That Palmer's like
Yep.
Palmer's a straight up genius. Who's also really really
The
good.
guy from Newcastle, Anthony Gordon.
Gordon. Gordon's good. He's not a genius. He's good. He's good. I'm talking about real. Like this guy is unbelievably. How did he
No, but
do that?
you said decision making. You said decision making. So we're not talking
Yeah.
about dribble. We're
Okay,
just talking
yeah, yeah. No, no, yeah,
about
just general footballing decision making of especially especially in that final third.
because
Especially
I
now
think
Noni, do you see where
decision making.
Noni's really good? Noni's really good um between the halfway line and just before the final box. Just
Yes,
that not that final, so in that second third of the field. In that second
exactly.
third of the field, Noni is really good there. But then where it really counts in that final third, I think that's where his game sort of falls short. And but he's only young. He's turning 23, or he's already 23. He's very athletic. He's coming to a team where he can have opportunity to really build his personality. It's either two things either happen. He either simplifies his game and just listens to Arteta, or he wises up and just overall becomes a smarter player, which is difficult. I mean, your limits are your limits mentally. So let's see what he can do.
And do you think he immediately replaces Martinelli in the first game of the season, I think against United.
It's it's there for the taking. His ceiling is as high as his ambition. If
That
he
is,
he can bench Martinelli if he wants, bro, and because he's as athletic, he dribbles as fast, and he's probably he has as much natural instinct. It's just about getting that IQ in so that he knows when to cross, he knows when to cut back, and he's not just uh aimlessly dribbling and crossing.
you still there, bro? Yo,
Yeah,
Ranks, did we?
yeah. Sorry. Oh, am I good now?
Yeah, you good. You said dribbling and crossing and
Yeah. No. So what I'm saying is that Madueke needs to get good with he needs to get good with his he not just dribble for the sake of dribbling. He needs to get smarter with his crossing, know when to shoot, know when to cut, know when to short pass it, long pass it. And he's good, like I said, he's good in that second third, but that final third where it really counts, he needs to just get smarter and on the safe wavelength as Gyökeres, get in the safe wavelength as Gyökeres, Havertz, Odegaard, Rice, and then he can shine for sure.
you got a lot of faith in him. So Martinelli, what do you think you want from Martinelli? Do you want your club to sell him? Do you want him to? Do you think he's gonna have a better season? Like, because he's a
I
major
don't
talk.
ex- I don't expect him to. I think he's hit a ceiling, and last season showed us that he's second string or maybe even third string. He's not a starting champion player. He's an option and not the first one. So
Wow, you must be
so
very.
that's what I'm saying. Noni must stand up and take it, bro, because it's there for the taking.
Yeah, I won't lie. I did get annoyed at a lot of Luis Diaz's misses right in front of goal because he's such a nippy player, away from like in the middle third, like you just said. And even in the final third, he makes the correct decision a lot of the time. But when he was open, him not finishing a lot of those chances, really disappointed me. But I give Lucho Diaz a lot of grace because Slot moved him to a false nine position. And I don't really criticize players when they basically play out of position and do a job that the manager like requires from them. Like last season, Soboslai was doing a lot of running and people said he's not a number 10. Well, because the coach requires him to do kind of a different role, you can't, you can't insult or you can't criticize him when he doesn't do well offensively when he's asked to do so much defensively. And same with Gravenberg. People wanted him to dribble better, be a little bit more press resistant. But I'm like, dude, he's playing DM. He's a center mid. He needs
So
to be.
is the Wasline more of an 8 than a 10?
I'll be honest with you, bro. So Bosla is showing me Henderson Declan. Exact. Hendo Declan. He's showing me legs for days, right? He's showing me the ability to get to second balls, right? I think he's got and I'm just talking form. I'm not talking like stat wise. I think when I watched this preseason game with Soboslai, it looked like he's the one that got to most of the second ball.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, which is arguably the most important thing, Soboslai in compared to McAllister, he's the most likely to and kick it out or make a good play when we're on transition and the wingers are of high quality. Soboslai is the one I trust in transition. McAllister, I trust when the team is set. I trust McAllister to be the one making that tackle. And with Gravenberg, I don't rate his tackling ability highly, but I just think when you play the center defensive mid and you have a 75 to 78 stat in tackling, you're in a lot of tackling positions. You're in a lot of defensive positions where you can just put a foot in, where you can just nip the ball away. And if you're a smart player, it can appear as though your tacklings are 85 or 92, but you're just in a lot more defensive situations. So that's why originally when I started this channel, I wanted to call it Talk and Tactics, because the way I see the game and the way we need to look at the game is different than a lot of these people's opinions. Okay. And people say Mac is better than Sobozlai or Gravenberg is better than McAllister. And it's not about who's better. It's about what they bring on like set given day. And McAllister is just really not good in transition, man. Like I trust him in defense, but I trust him in set defense. And then when it comes to again transition, I don't know if McAllister's with the Salah, Ekitike, Frimpong, the pace and power. He's more of a sitting guy on attack. So for me, they completely bring different things. And now that Florian Wirtz is at Liverpool, it's a madness, ranks, because who do you bench? Do you bench McAllister? Like, what about defense on the left? Do you bench Gravenberg, play McAllister in the six? Now defense is a bit of an issue. Do you bench Soboslai? What happens to running Salah's balls, defending for Salah, making sure Salah's energy stays high? So these are the things I look at when I look at our team. What I can say is that we got options. We got options, baby. And just like Chelsea, who made all these signings and they've got pieces. So I'd say we've got options and they've got pieces. Okay, so they still need to build their puzzle, whereas we can decide to attack you this way and decide to attack you that way. Does that make sense? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Guys, I think I went too hard. With the Liverpool gassing. I'm really, really, really gassing Liverpool. But yeah, as I was saying, with Liverpool, I think we have more options rather than pieces. We can decide how we want to attack you, whereas other teams have pieces. So they have pieces that still need to fit together. Whereas ranks you back.
Yo, yeah, my bad. It's technical difficulties. Yeah, we good. All right. Just repeat the
What did
question.
you
I
hear?
lost my train of thought. Repeat the
Okay.
question. I lost my train of thought. Yeah.
So there wasn't really a question. I was just breaking down Liverpool's midfield four. And
Oh
earlier
yeah, I
on,
remember now. I remember now. Okay, cool. Uh, look, what it always depends on the opponent. It always depends what's needed. The opponent's strengths, their weaknesses, and your strengths and your weaknesses. So playing to the opponent is always important, and playing to your strength is important because sometimes you
yeah,
don't really need to overanalyze things. You just go there, you play your game, and you're gonna win. And sometimes you need to be a little more dynamic because some of these managers get tricky. I mean, Una Emery can throw a span in the works anytime. Eddie Howe can throw a span in the works anytime. I'm a little bit worried about Thomas Frank because, I mean, there's been some days where Brentford just
he's the
really
manager of
show up.
Brentford. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Now I
I
was
mean,
asking
there's
who's
been.
the manager of, so it's Brentford, right?
So, say again?
No, I was asking who is he the manager of, but you said
It
Brentford.
was Brentford, but now it's Tottenham.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. Okay, thank you. So it's good I interrupted you because I did not know that. That's a little bit ignorant of me, football knowledge. So what? Let's go to Tottenham then. What do you think? What do you think Tottenham can bring to the table this season? Because we haven't spoken about them. We'll get back to Arsenal, Liverpool, but what do you think
They'll
Tottenham?
bother people, but they will just do what Tottenham do, fizzle out at the end.
Yeah,
Um,
there's not
like
a,
they'll like they're not a they're not a force to be reckoned with all the time. They'll
but we
do a
don't know
thing
that.
here or there. I know that. I know that. I know Tottenham, bro.
Question: did Tottenham have a better season than Arsenal last season?
Fam, those are last year things, but we were in the Champions League, we went to the Bernabeu. These guys went to Thursday night. Yeah, they lifted a trophy. Awesome, awesome. You lifted a trophy, but we're not chasing those trophies. So yeah, they had a awesome trophy that they lifted, but in what competition, bro? A small boy competition, and that's fine. Good for them, bro, because that's their level. We're gonna focus on trying to win the Champions League, And second is not terrible, but it's not a trophy.
But the question for 10 marks was, did they? It's a yes or no for 1 mark, actually. Did they or did they not, in your opinion? Or can you, as an Arsenal fan, or can you not admit that Tottenham had a better season purely because they won a trophy?
Look, if you win a trophy and win 17th, that's okay to some people. That's not okay to me. You 17th is not. Look, they managed to sneak into the Champions League, ne?
Yeah.
Not the worst thing, but um 17th cannot be overlooked at all. At all. That is
How?
terrible. Not even 17th. I mean, not even 14th, not even 9th, not even 6th, 17th, bro. You're 1 point above relegation. You are in a relegation scrap. That's not good, bro. You can't tell me anything about a good season and then talk about relegation scrap in 17th.
These are
That's
facts.
completely crazy. You
These are
closer
facts.
to the bottom than the top. That's crazy. And then you talking about a better season than a team that came second, that went to the Bernabeu and won, that were that just had a bad game, one game away from the Champions League final. It's okay, bro. We will take that. We're looking up rather than down. And then Tottenham have a long way up to go. Granted, they're in good competition. They have a new manager. Thank God, because hey, Ange, hey,
Yeah. No, well said. Well said. I mean, in my opinion, I just think if I was an Arsenal fan right now, which I'm not, but if I was an Arsenal fan, I would be, or if this was Liverpool, right? And I'm speaking like bare truth here. I would say that our club needs to do better because even Tottenham got a trophy and we didn't. And I would say to my fans, like other Liverpool fans, I'd say, yeah, guys, we performed well. We went for this, that, and the other thing. But the record books will show that even they did better than us. So why in Jurgen Klopp's 17-18 season, or I think it was 16-17 season, didn't we win the Europa and then qualify for Champions League through the Europa? We had to play the next season, lose to City by less than 10 points, less than 5 points, probably 1 point. I can't remember, which was 18-19, right? I don't know how much we lost by that season, but probably a game or two. And then qualify for Champions League that way. So my thing is just like we qualified for Champions League the long way, and I just wish Jurgen Klopp had won that final. Is what I'm saying. Like I, I'm highly critical of him for not winning that and creating that path to the Champions League. And at this point, as an Arsenal fan, aren't you a little bit critical of the Arteta lack of racking trophies, snatching a trophy, just that one trait, and focus away from Tottenham? But I was using that as sort of an anchor to maybe get you to hold your club a little bit accountable.
look, it's not good enough that we don't win. We haven't won trophies. Second, again, it's not good enough. But I'm liking the fact that we at that level where second is not good enough. Quarterfinal, semi-final of the Champions League is not good enough. Uh, that we are competitive and it's not good enough. We need to be really competitive to the
Mm,
point where it's scary hours. And I like the fact that we're at that level because it shows that we can go. It's we holding ourselves to a high standard because you talking about you coming here with questions like did Tottenham have a better season but they came 17th and they lifted a trophy. That's not good enough. I'm sorry, that's not good enough. Yes, you have a trophy, but you came 17th, bro.
yes.
You know that's not good. That will never be good enough. And we second and sad about it. You know, we were in the semi-final. We sad about it.
Mm.
You know, we getting clowned for being 1 step short, and I'd rather be clowned for being 1 step short than 10 steps short. And hopefully the boys will step up another level or the 2 levels that's required. Not even 1 level. I think 2 levels because
But I mean, if you won a Carabao Cup or an FA Cup, you wouldn't be clowned at all.
I wouldn't be happy with that. We've won Carabao. Actually, Carabao Cup is not even worth winning like that, and we've already won the FA Cup under Teta. So another one would be nice, but that's not the goal. We want to win bigger trophies, important ones, Champions League, especially Champions League and the Premier League. In fact, yeah, that's what we want to win. If we can win either or both, then I will stop. Then we can start talking about phase 99 Arteta and be like, actually give him his flowers. But all he's done is improve, and he needs to improve a lot more so that he can hit the ceiling.
Ranks, we are so in sync because that brings us to the first question I actually wrote down for Arsenal. Has Arteta reached his peak or is there another level? Like perfect segue, bro.
He needs to be more dynamic. He has options. He hopefully he gets his Eze option because that one really the opens up pathways. Because in that left space between just next to the winger, that left 8, left 10 position,
Mm-hmm,
if we
mm-hmm.
can get Eze in there, I really feel that we can really step up another level because it doesn't really feel like we've stepped up another level just yet. We've patched where we needed to patch, but now we need one or two just to go up another level where the dressing room's excited, current players are scared for their positions, and it's just more competitive because as right now as it is, bro, second or even third. First is a stretch unless Hoykeres goes on a Super Saiyan thing and bangs in 25 plus. And I'm expecting at least 15 right now. Right now, 15 is such a conservative number, but if we can get 25 just in league goals, I'll be happy with that. But 15, right? 15 league goals, forget Champions League, forget other competitions. I'm talking straight up Prem 3 points.
Okay. Okay. So if you guys like, what would have you say Arteta out? What would basically have you say that's enough? Oh, another technical difficulty by my brother. That was deep. That was deep. I actually wanted to ask, you know, where Eze would fit in, seeing as that is somebody's role. I actually wanted to ask that. Ranks, welcome back. It's all good. All good. All good. Listen, I wanted to ask, because I just got lost in listening to you. But the question was, bro, if Eze comes, is he gonna play left wing? What's the formation gonna be? Because you mentioned you want to see him on
He
that
can
left.
play. He can either play where Declan plays or he can play where Martinelli plays. We can convert him to a winger, or he can play more cam and Odegaard maybe a little bit deeper, or him and Odegaard more advanced, and Zubamendi all by himself at the back there. So it gives us options again, depending on the opponent, depending on the occasion, depending on the personnel surrounding him, whether it's Havertz or
So let's
it's
go one by
Noni
one.
or it's
Yeah.
Saka
So
or
let
it's
yeah.
mm,
Okay. Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, I see what you're saying. So Odegaard would play mid 10 with Declan and Zubi playing a double pivot, or would Zubamendi play a single pivot and Odegaard play on the right of the pivot and Declan play on the
Zubi's
left?
specialty is a single pivot. So what he needs to do and concentrate on and get really good at is single pivoting, and him and the two center backs, a real trio that can be solid and dependable, that frees up the front five to go do their thing.
Mm. Yeah, and I wanted to just compliment you on basically Arsenal's defensive structure on attack. I don't know if that makes sense, but you guys seem to not really get tough or hard countered. You guys seem to not really be susceptible to that. Like when you lose possession in attack, I feel like Arsenal's got a very high ball recovery rate or just killing the game dead rate. You know what I mean? Whereas,
Yeah, no, that's down to players like Declan, Timber, Skelly, obviously Gabriel and Saliba. Those guys, they're very switched on. They're very strong and physical players. And they just really know how to get it done. So it's just about keeping that consistency with Zubamendi, and having that security without the numbers. Especially against the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea, maybe a Tottenham. United, we don't know what they're gonna deliver this season. So don't rule them out of anything. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not ruling anyone out any. Even Sunderland can come out of nowhere and show us what a championship team can do in the Prem. We don't know nothing.
Did you watch the Arsenal's preseason game?
Watched a few highlights and looked at all the comments. And especially about the weaknesses because yeah, I know what our strengths are, but like, are we addressing issues of last season where we can get really one or two dimensional and not three and four dimensional? And
Mm.
I really think that we might be going a little sideways, if not backwards in attack. But again, we've got Noni, we've got Hoykeres, so we'll see how Havertz is back. So we'll see how Arteta can tweak tweak that system to get it firing in different ways that it wasn't firing when it wasn't firing.
And Manchester United against Arsenal, like based on like the comments you've read, the issues you saw were addressed or not addressed. Because I'm gonna get back to your careers now. How confident are you going up against United? I mean, let's assume they a good version of themselves on the day. Let's assume they just feel like winning and like turning over a new leaf this season, and they just throw pace and power at you guys, and like a deflected goal goes in, right? Here you
It's
are
not gonna
against.
work. There's no way. There's no way United beats us. They can get away with a 1-1 or a 2-2 if Arsenal are really crap. But I don't think Amarin's problems will be fixed by the time we get to Old Trafford. I think he might improve. He might see some signs, but I think his problems still very much exist.
Fine.
And
How about
hopefully they get addressed.
how about I mean, I know it's the 31st of August, which is pretty much time. How confident are you that by the time you get to the Liverpool game, like, you know, those things would have been addressed?
Um, Chances are it wouldn't be addressed fully, but uh, there should be enough to beat United on the day, and I'm not too doubtful about that.
And then Leeds is the next. It's United, it's Arsenal. I mean Arsenal Leeds, and then it's Liverpool Arsenal. So that's three games that you guys have, including the Emirates Cup against Athletic Club on Saturday.
Okay, so we're playing Bilbao, which is nice Spanish opposition, cool. Um, but I mean United and Leeds, two simpler tests before a big test against Liverpool. Where's the game?
The game is going to be at Anfield.
Um,
Remember, it's still early season, and I watch the games for Liverpool in
hopefully,
preseason.
hopefully, hopefully by the time we get to Anfield, Gyökeres is firing. Zubamendi's found his feet with the back two behind him. Uh, and the left eight is well, the left side is addressed, or some. So, and then Liverpool, we'll see what they do in the first two games. What are the opening fixtures for Liverpool?
Good question. Just give me a second. I'm not really worried. So we've got Palace in the Community Shield on Sunday, which is the day
Okay,
after
trip
you
to
guys.
Wembley.
So basically, I just think that we get a chance to see if Gay was worth, all the hype. And I don't know. I think that'll be an important game in deciding Gay's future, whether he comes to Liverpool or not. And then it's Bournemouth and then Newcastle. So that's against we face Mark Gay's club, which is not that dramatic. We open the Premier League with Bournemouth on the 15th. Newcastle, second game, is going to be a big one with Isak. Will he or will he not play, bro? And will he be a Liverpool player or not by that time? And then it's Liverpool at Anfield against Arsenal.
Okay, so just run me. So it's gonna be a trip
Palace,
to Wembley, Palace.
Palace,
Yeah.
Bournemouth, Bournemouth, Anfield.
Okay,
So
Bournemouth at home. Yeah.
Bournemouth at home to open the league. Newcastle at their stadium. Hostility, right, on the 25th of August. So that's 5 days before the transfer deadline ends. All this Isak drama. And then Arsenal, Liverpool, just 6 days later on the 31st of August.
At the Emirates.
No, at Anfield.
At Anfield. Okay. So no, we'll see. We'll see. I think let's see how those first two games go, so that we can gauge the attitude going into that game, because I think those two opening fixtures are important. You guys have Newcastle, we have United, we have United. Okay, we have Leeds, you have Bournemouth. So two simple games that we should be winning, and then two tough games, two challenges against rivals that are hostile. So if we both come in with two dubs each, it's going to be a hardly contested game. If we don't have, if either team doesn't have two dubs walking into it, they'll be expected to win. They'll be under more pressure to win that game.
Big facts. Big facts, bro. In my opinion, I just see a lot of drama in the first few games, man. Like, whether I like it or not, I see a lot of drama for Liverpool. I'm seeing Palace, right? I'm seeing Bournemouth to open the league, which should be like bread and butter. But that Newcastle game at their stadium, crazy stuff. And then Arsenal at Anfield. So that's likely gonna set the tone for narrative. Like, we could have narrative so early. We could have narrative really, really, really early. We could have the narrative for this upcoming season. Without having to ask any questions, without speculation, we could have legitimate narrative for where Arsenal are. Should you fear Liverpool? Or, can Liverpool get got at? You know what I mean? Too many signing means there's no team cohesion. So I'm just focusing on Liverpool. There's a lot of narrative in basically the first from the Community Shield, right? And there's also the narrative that if you win the Community Shield, right, this curse that you're not going to win the league. So I think there's a lot of narrative to be had. There's also Arsenal facing Athletic Club basically right after we face them. So the narrative that's also going to be had there is going to be, like for like. We face the team back to back. We face the same team. This is how we performed against that team. This is how you performed against that team. But that's just narrative. That's just the kind of conversations that are going to start happening as a result, basically as a result of Arsenal's last preseason game and Liverpool's, Liverpool's Community Shield. Season's going to be very cool. I am so excited about this football season. I can't contain it. I just want to talk to everybody about this season. It's the first time as a Liverpool fan that I basically have been spoiled. I've never seen our club spend this much money. And it also doesn't feel like our club spend a lot of money because we made so many outgoings. So I'm gonna pull up. This is not the latest, but there's been no update on the Darwin Núñez. Basically, the Darwin Núñez transfer hasn't gone through yet. So I'm basically looking at complete transfers, not just, Okay, guys, Ranks is having like major technical difficulty. So he said goodnight for today. So Ranks will let us know if he's hopping in again, but I'm just gonna go ahead and keep talking about narrative, right? Okay, I was just texting Ranks. So yeah, there's a lot of narrative to be had this season for actually both Arsenal and Liverpool. I'm not gonna lie. There's narrative for literally both Arsenal and Liverpool. Um, the narrative for Arsenal once again is going to be you facing Athletic Club a day before Liverpool face Crystal Palace in this in the Community Shield, right? Number one. So both of you are getting a game a weekend before the opening game of the season. Arsenal have been doing bad or been disappointing in preseason, right? So now you're gonna face Athletic Club a week after Liverpool faced them twice. And based on the performance that Athletic Club put up against Arsenal, there will be narrative to be had going into the United game. So that's one. Two, United are going to want a strong start to the season. United are going to want a strong start to the season. So who is to say? Because I mean, Ranks was very, very confident that United can't do anything against anybody. But my thing is, United have a reason to go all out, all in, all out. They have a reason to go all out, to go full out, to go all in, and just give it their all against Arsenal and put up a relatively good performance. And as much as Ranks is confident, I know Arsenal are very good on attack. But it just looks like, based on form, we don't know what happens if you field your full 11. We don't know. We don't know what happens if the full best 11 is on the day. Maybe Maduake has an explosive game, right? Maybe Arteta has the option of substituting him onto the pitch, brings him on, and that ends the game against United. And the narrative is Arteta can make adjustments. Arsenal are good. They finally got the squad depth they needed. Arsenal have the players. In a difficult fixture where United wanted it badly and they did or did not play well against Athletic Club coming into the season, Arteta, hit the ground running. He got a win. Maybe they conceded a goal or two, but he still managed to fight. And going into the season, Arsenal get the job done. Or United get a result. United could get a result. I don't think, if I was a United fan and I looked at the way my coach built the team after preseason, and I looked at who my manager was, and I looked at what he did last season, I don't think I'm going into the Arsenal game thinking we can get anything out of it. Honestly, I'm thinking, if I'm a Man United fan, I'm thinking Arsenal are going to slap us 3 love, right? However, if Man United, the great Man United, because a lot of people still think Man United are still the great Man United, are the great Man United on the day against Arsenal in the season opener after they finished, was it 17th? 15th or 17th? I don't know. Probably Tottenham finished 15th and Man United finished 17th. I forgot what rank said. Just above the relegation zone. Right? I can actually look it up. Just have a look. EPL. Let me just have a look at where Manchester United finished last season. And it's 15th. Tottenham finished 17th. Diabolical. Anyway, Man United finished just above the relegation zone. It makes no difference to me whether it's 15th or 17th. They didn't get relegated. They finished above the relegation zone. So all good there. They're still in the Premier League. Tottenham are still in the Premier League. Leicester got relegated. So that's all that matters. Southampton got relegated. So that's what matters. Ipswich, the fact that Southampton finished below Ipswich is just crazy to me. It's just absolutely crazy to me. We now have Sunderland. Is Burnley the new team that came up? I think it's going to be Sunderland. And who was in your last season? Fulham. I don't think Fulham was your last season. Brentford. Let's have a look at that again. Who are the new teams that come in? So Leicester, Ipswich, and Southampton. We've got Fulham, Palace, West Ham, Bournemouth. Okay. They got relegated. I'm going to have to do like a side. It's probably Burnley, definitely Sunderland, and then I just don't know who that last team is. It's probably a all too familiar team. Was Brentford here last season? Brentford was here last season. So who is it that snuck in? Yeah, I just can't tell. Anyway, there's narrative to be had. There's definitely a lot of early narrative to be had. Um, After the United game is the Leeds game, bread and butter. Based on how the United Arsenal game go, that Leeds game, could just be one of those games where Arsenal either get the job done or not against an opposition they should be beating, right? Maybe they get the 3 points and then come to Anfield with momentum and a strong front six, possibly both teams having picked up 3 points each, possibly Liverpool playing very well against Newcastle. Oh my goodness. Palace Mark Gahey, I don't think is a lot of drama in the Community Shield. I don't think there's much narrative or drama there at all, if any, right? But what I do think is the Newcastle game, our second game, there's going to be a lot of drama. And we still don't know if Isak's coming to Liverpool or not. So in just from today, what it looks like is 18 days. In just 18 days, we face Newcastle. Juicy stuff. And then the Arsenal game. So the Arsenal-Liverpool game is very, very important because that game determines which team ultimately, right, is considered the league favorite. I don't know what City's and Chelsea's opening fixtures are. Let's look at the Chelsea narrative. Let's bring Chelsea in. Don't put too much focus in Arsenal. And Man City, for the first time in a long time, having the ability and the privilege to be a dark horse. Manchester City this year have the privilege of being a dark horse. They face Palermo on Saturday, the 9th of August. So it's going to give us a good opportunity to possibly see what City can do for the season. I think it's going to be very, 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 very well needed because we don't know what City are cooking. And Pep could very well field one team and then on the league's opening day, like completely play another team. So definitely going to watch the Palermo game. Man City open up with Wolves. In their second game on the 23rd of August, they play Tottenham. And then Man City play Brighton third. Man United fourth and Arsenal fifth. Arsenal, there is more narrative to be had. You face literally Liverpool and Manchester City in the first 5 games. Like, are you guys deeping this? This is like the first 5 games. Man City face Arsenal and Liverpool face Arsenal. And then Arsenal face Newcastle the week after that. Yeah, the start of the season is going to be very telling for Arsenal. Not an easy start to the season by any stretch of the imagination. So first, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're facing Nottingham Forest after Liverpool. Then Man City, then Newcastle. Lord knows what the Champions League fixtures have in store for us. Wow. Let's look at Chelsea. Tomorrow, Chelsea face Bayern Leverkusen in a club friendly at 8 p.m. So definitely a wasteful Friday. That would be to dare watch Chelsea at 8 p.m. tomorrow. That would be a very wasteful Friday. So I will not be doing that. I will just be listening to opinions on how the team is, what it looked like, etc. I don't think Chelsea are a dark horse. I think they have tons of pieces. that they could potentially put together at some point of the season and have some good form. I think they have great form coming out of the Club World Cup. I think the Club World Cup was very good for Chelsea. I mean, they won it. I do not suspect that they will have any type of fatigue coming into the season. They've got fresh signings. Yeah, all in all for Chelsea, like I think they have a lot of confidence coming into the season. And sometimes confidence can actually be the determining factor. Being confident can determine whether you strike the ball or whether you pull out of the 50-50. So I think Chelsea are carrying a lot of confidence. So they're going to face Milan, AC Milan, on the Sunday, the 10th of August. So I think that's also like on the same day that we play in the Community Shield. So Chelsea playing games behind closed doors. Very weird. I don't know. Suddenly Chelsea make me feel very uncomfortable now that I see this PSG 3-0. And then 2-0, 2-1, 3-0, 4-1. You know, they lost the yellow card against Flamengo 2-0, 4-1, 1-0. Newcastle beat them 1-0 against United. Yeah, 3-1 against Liverpool. So Chelsea ended the season 4-1 in the Europa, 1-0 against Everton, 2-1 against Fulham, and they lost against Legia Warsaw in the Europa Conference League. Okay, cool. Really cool. Oh, but they won 3-0 before, so they win on aggregate. Ipswich draw. Chelsea's results going back to last season looks very good. Chelsea's results look very good. Now, after Crystal Palace, well, Chelsea open the league with Crystal Palace. This looks weird. When does the league start? League starts on the 15th. Chelsea play on the 17th, which is the Monday. That's why it looks weird. Okay, makes sense. So Chelsea play Palace on Monday in like a solo game. Pretty cool. Chelsea West Ham is the next fixture after Palace. And then on the 30th, they play Fulham, then Brentford. So Chelsea might have a lot of confidence before the United game. And then Brighton, you know, and then only they face Liverpool. So I think, man, like football isn't played on paper, but you could definitely look at this list and just by club reputation and current momentum and trajectory, you could say Chelsea opened the league with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dubs before the Anfield game. Chelsea are on 18 points before they play Liverpool. Actually, at the bridge, Chelsea could be on 18 points, either level with Liverpool or, if anything happens, ahead of Liverpool, playing Liverpool with a chance to get like 4 or 5 points clear at the top before November. Nottingham Forest, Sunderland, and then Tottenham. Chelsea look like they have a very nice start of the season. Like based on momentum, just based on confidence, based on how their confidence might shape up and affect them, meaning positive results happen based on their form in the Club World Cup. Them having like possibly an early preseason, which is kind of a late end to last season. So kind of like Fergie time, where Arsenal had where Chelsea had the privilege of continuing to play, just like Man City did. But Man City, they just look so weak. They look like that Club World Cup could have made them tired. And Chelsea look like the Club World Cup could have made them confident. Basically, the Club World Cup replaces maybe the last 5 games of the season. And now Chelsea coming into the 2025-26 season simply have confidence. And that's why they cook us. That's why they cook in this league. So as much as people might think City are a dark horse for the first time. Not even a dark horse, an underdog. This season, Arsenal are the underdog or number one contender. Liverpool are the defending champs. Chelsea are, what did I say? A City are the, oh, I lost it. The dark horse. I think Chelsea are the dark horse. Arsenal the underdog, or no, Man City are the underdog right now for the first time. Chelsea are the dark horse. I can put money on Chelsea. You get me? Arsenal are the number one contender. Arsenal's been boxing at a second place for 3 years in a row, coming into the 4th year looking to win the first championship. Fixed a lot of issues, especially in attack. Now that Arsenal have 6 attackers, seems scary. Gyökeres, Kai, Saka, Noni, or Martinelli, Noni. And then I think they have another dude on the right, if I'm not mistaken. 5 attackers. So Arsenal looking a bit scary. If they get, I forgot the guy's name. If they get that player, I really think Arsenal will cook. But Chelsea just looks scary. They just look like they have a scary open to the league. City face Wolves, Tottenham, Brighton, United, and then Arsenal. Burnley, Brentford, Everton, Villa, Bournemouth, and then only face Liverpool on the 8th of November. Why do they do this between Liverpool and City? Like, why isn't the Arsenal game on the 8th of November? Like, do you guys not respect Arsenal? Do we not have respect for Arsenal and Aston Villa? Huh? Why is Arsenal playing Liverpool so early? Do we not respect Arsenal? Even Man United's playing Liverpool on the 18th of October after they've got a chance to get some form. You know? Tottenham play Liverpool on the 20th of December. That could have been the Arsenal game. You know? So yeah, definitely very weird that they actually chose to set it up this way. But then there's Arsenal again on the 7th of Jan. But that really sucks because now both Arsenal games are already played by the time it's the business end of the season. So this season is really going to be about putting your head down and going forward. And if Chelsea are still in the race, we face Chelsea 3rd from last. It's late in the Champions League. Maybe you have an FA Cup. And you're facing Chelsea late in the season after a United game. And then Villa come next. So yeah, definitely some chats to be had about that. Definitely going to be a season about just putting your head down. Just putting your head down, going forward. That's what this season is going to be about. Can Arsenal lock in? Because, I mean, the Arsenal games literally Jan 7th, and the Arsenal-Liverpool games 31 August. So if Arsenal and Liverpool are the 2 top performing teams at that point, it's going to come down to who can lock in and focus on their games. The Man City game is the 7th of Feb. That's sort of kind of late-ish. I just don't predict Man City will be in the race at that point. Liverpool, Tottenham, I'm just more worried about Chelsea's start. Let's look at how Chelsea could potentially finish this season. So Chelsea face Liverpool on the 4th of October, which is like the 7th game. They face Arsenal on the 29th of November. You see, that is a nice fixture list. Then they face Man City on the 3rd of January. Arsenal on the 28th of Feb, so late February against a tough team, Chelsea. Man City on the 11th of April. Who knows what Pep will be cooking up then. And then Liverpool on the 3rd, last game of the season, followed by Tottenham. There's narrative to be had this season. There is narrative to be had this season. So I definitely think Chelsea's game against Leverkusen and Milan, oh, could potentially make them so confident that they just snatch some good form coming into the season. For the first time, the reality has struck that the league is starting soon. That it's not only going to be about how we perform against Palace in the Community Shield, it's going to be about the narrative that comes with it and them saying, well, there's a curse on it. There's a curse. You don't win the league. Maybe Liverpool can break the curse. So we've got like another, more weight on our shoulders now. Because if we dare win that game, there's a myth that we don't win the league. You get me? Bournemouth, and then immediately Newcastle. Who knows what would have happened with Isak? We get through that game, immediately Arsenal. We draw that game. Teams like Chelsea go ahead of us. We beat Arsenal. Then there's negative Arsenal narrative. Arsenal beat Liverpool. There's positive Arsenal narrative. It's just crazy. And then Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea on the 4th of October. And then Arsenal face Chelsea late November. So if Chelsea are going to do anything, Chelsea need to mop up. Chelsea need to mop up the first 7 games of their season. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Their first 6 games, guys. Chelsea need to mop up. They need to beat Palace, beat West Ham, beat Fulham, beat Brentford, beat United, beat Brighton, and then come into that Liverpool game at their stadium, confident. If I'm a Chelsea fan, that's how I'm looking at this fixture list. Leverkusen and Milan give us a chance to sample what Europe's going to taste like early, before the others get a chance, and the void of narrative. Because with Arsenal, you have them facing Athletic Club right after Liverpool. So with Arsenal, the narrative begins immediately. Arsenal, Liverpool come into the season with pressure. Man City come into the season the clear underdog. No one believes they can do anything. Clear underdog in bad form. They will have no eyes on them. Man City are going to basically get a free ride, for the start of the season. They face Wolves, Tottenham, Brighton, United, and then Arsenal on the 21st of September. So for Man City, if Arsenal dare beat them, you understand? I'm not looking at what Man City's results could be, because they could easily drop points in the first 4 games against Wolves, Brighton, Tottenham, or United. But I'm just saying, if they lose against Arsenal, there's narrative to be had. If they lose against Arsenal after picking up all 12 points, that's different. And Arsenal picking up 12 points, that's different. If they lose to Arsenal after Arsenal lose to Liverpool after picking up all 12 points, and Arsenal can basically catch up to them, that's narrative. Obviously, in my opinion, the league's going to shape up the way I want it to. Right? So I'm thinking we're going to beat Palace, we're going to beat Bournemouth, we're going to beat Newcastle, Arsenal, Burnley, and then we're just going to cook. We face Palace again on the 27th of September. I just think Liverpool are going to cook. I should start analyzing tactics. I'm basically trying to play football on paper by looking at the fixture list. But I just think we're ready. I think we're ready for Crystal Palace this weekend. Tomorrow is Friday. I'm going to have such a great day at work, knowing it's about to be weekend and knowing that it's a Community Shield final on Sunday. I'm finna go to work early tomorrow. I'm going to work early tomorrow. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get a good start to the day, because I know the Crystal Palace Liverpool Community Shield is on Sunday. There's a Chelsea game. There's an Arsenal fixture on Saturday, right? Athletic Club. Saturday's an Arsenal fixture. And then the 10th, Liverpool play. And then on the same day, Chelsea play. So there's narrative to be. Plus Palmero play on the same day, Arsenal play. So there's going to be Man City, Arsenal narrative on Saturday. Emirates FA Cup, And then the Manchester City game is going to be at 9. Emirates FA Cup is at 6. Back to back. While we're talking about Arsenal's form, watching Man City. Beautiful Saturday. The Chelsea game is going to be at 6 for 4 o'clock. At the same time that the Liverpool's game is going to be. You see, this is my thing about Chelsea. Why are they trying to go undercover? Why are you not trying to be under the microscope? I think Chelsea ducking traffic. This is my this is like my honest opinion. Chelsea ducking traffic, going under the radar at this early stage in the season could be very scary. They're riding on confidence with world champs. They believe in themselves. That's a very scary team. And they've got pieces. They don't have options. And with pieces come options. Pieces give you options. It's like Pieces is a very good footballer, like a great footballer, like a world beater. Well, not a world beater, but a great footballer. And then being an option is being world class because you're coming in to deliver that particular statistic. If you're an option, for the coach to stretch the game, let's choose the number 9 that runs in behind. Or let's choose a number 9 we can kick the ball long to and he's going to bring it down. That's what it means to be an option, to be able to be deployed into the game and then to complete set tactic just naturally, like that, because that's what you do. You're an option. So I think Liverpool have 4 great options in midfield. Let me bring it back to my team. Liverpool have 4 great options in midfield. We have Sobo, McAllister, Gravenberger, and Florian Wirtz. And people are not even mentioning Curtis. Curtis Jones is our number 5. Talk about my midfield. Curtis Jones is our number 5 option in that midfield rotation. And Endo Wataru is our number 6 option. Imagine. Can I be this spoiled? How greedy. How greedy. We got 6 midfielders. 1 or 2 for every position. In attack, we look short. I don't even want to gas our attack. And in defense, we are short down the middle. So we've got 3 left backs in Tsimikas, Kirkes, and Andrew Robertson. I think Andrew Robertson might play centre back some games. Guys, if we don't get a centre back, I really want Leone so bad. We really need to get Leone. We need to get Leone. Gehi, I'm not holding my breath. We get Leone or Gehi, I'm even more confident. I'm even more confident if we get Leone or Gehi. I really don't care about a Rodrigo. I don't care about another winger. I just want Isak. And then Ekitike and Cody Gakpo can basically be the same archetype on the left. They can do their thing. It gives Ekitike basically more room to do his thing, more space to kind of like express himself. And I think that would bode well for Ekitike's confidence. Like, honestly, if Liverpool get Isak and forego going an expensive left-sided wide attacker like a Rodrigo, and then you have Ekitike and Cody rotating in and out of the left, and you have Ekitike and Isak rotating through the middle. Just that change in position and having that backup player on the left as well as in the middle, like all 3 of them being world class. Cody being the first option, Isak being the first option, and then potentially, Ekitike can come on and do a slightly better job than Cody, or potentially just provide more energy and do the same thing, like Cody 2.0. And having 2 of them in different bodies with different energy and different motivations could mean that they cook the way we cooked last season with Cody and Lucho Diaz, who are 2 players who play on the left, even though Lucho played down the middle, got like double figures in goals in all comps. So the Isak signing for me would be enough. get the Isak signing over the line, get me Leone, and then the Mark Gahey thing can be in the air. Just get me Leone guaranteed going into the start of the season. I'm good. I'm good with Leone rotating with Ibu, Leone rotating with Virtual, and then them three as a unit getting a relatively high game count. I'm fine with that. Plus, Leone naturally plays Virtual's position. So I'm very comfortable with just getting Leone if we get Isak. Before we get Isak, I need Leone and Mark Gahey. And Liverpool are pretty stubborn. Like when they turn away, like these Leone rumors only started as soon as like Palace basically said, "Now we're not gonna sell Mark Gahey. He can basically chill on his contract for a season." And if that happens, we need Leone. We need Leone and another guy. But if we just get Leone, I'm good. That's what I'm saying. We might even get someone in January. We might rotate Champions League and the league between Leone, Ibu, and Verge. And then, like in the League Cup games, you could probably deploy like an Endo or something, an Endo Leone combination. That seems very natural. Leone playing left, Endo playing right. That seems like a natural transition for Endo to both get game time, meaning play a full game. Endo becoming an older player, still having that energy. I really think we get Leone, and it's just natural progression for Endo to be the backup centre back. And if anything happens to our midfielders or our defensive mid, Endo, Wataru. If we need defense in DM, Endo. But on his slot, he favors players who are good on the ball, and he just might put McAllister there. Not that I don't trust him. I mean, Maka, Sobon, Florian, that's fine. But if we lose Gravenberg, we need to put Endo there. We need to replace like for like. That's just my opinion. Another opinion is that I don't think Arne Slot will replace like for like. I truly believe Arne Slot will not replace like for like. So, food for thought for the season. Liverpool looking a little naked down the middle, but with some easy business, we can clothe that area of our frailties with some just very simple business. And in attack, we're looking a little bit short since RIP Jota. And then in addition to that, we just sold Darwin and we sold Lucho, who was our false nine. So we got stripped down the middle. Hugo Ekitike, as it stands, is our number 9. I'm also comfortable with Hugo getting his game time, guys. If Hugo Ekitike, look, if we don't get Isak, I'm still comfortable with this season. I'm comfortable with Cody getting game time. I mean, if we don't get Isak, I do think we go get a Rodri. That's my opinion. And there's already rumors. Let me just have a look at YouTube. There are already rumors about. Let's look at this. This is Bayern Tottenham. Lucho's playing well. I know for a fact that there are rumors about this new player that Liverpool are eyeing. Just give me 1 second. Okay, they're breaking down the Community Shield. Maybe I need to check my phone because I'm not seeing anything online at the moment. Bradley Barcola, 100 million. Who wants Bradley Barcola for 100 million? Who wants Bradley Barcola for 100 million? I don't. I don't want Bradley Barcola for 100 million. I'm not going to lie. I think we either get Rodrigo. I really just like the shape of Rodrigo. I really just want a his style of explosive and ability to shoot, to actually lift the ball and take really cool shots to, apparently he's clutch. He finishes in big game moments. He has these, solo runs. I would really feel a lot more comfortable with him. And I think he's more physical than he looks. I think we don't really deep how strong a Rodrigo really is compared to a Bradley Barcola, 22-year-old forward. Come on. Come on. I'm tired of French international. I'm tired. Give me a skillful Brazilian, please. Please. Oh man, give me a Rodrigo, please. I beg. I beg for Rodrigo. I beg. I beg. I beg. I really do, bro. I really do want a guy from the favelas. I want a Putakesh. Putakesh. Cala a boca, porra. You know what I'm saying? Rodrigo cala a boca, porra. Es Brasiligado. I really want. I really, really do want a Brazilian player. He looks like he's also a little bit short. Could be nippy. Could be really the Lucho Diaz we never thought we needed. Luis Diaz also South American. He's Colombian, so really that's what I want because I don't want to have Cody, Hugo, and Bradley Barcola looking the same. Just the way they're shaping up is just the same. Different, but just tall, lanky. I want one person to give me an explosive dribbling style, please. Like just one guy that can really just amaze and have end product. His asking price is even cheaper. His asking price is cheaper than Bradley Barcola. Huh? Arsenal offer Rodri. Real Madrid will not let the 24-year-old star leave for anything less than 70 to 80 mil. But that's fine. Pay the 70 mil. He's 24. He's 24. It's not potential. We're getting him in his prime. Rodrigo is the hot one right now from Real, who are basically a team of solo ability players. We need one guy with solo ability as well as end product. We need someone who has played the game at a faster level, at a higher level, to come to the Premier League and slow things down by providing his explosiveness, his trickery, his ability to cut and finish in the top corner. I don't know. I don't want Bradley Barcola because I don't know if he's going to shoot the ball in the top corner. But I might expect that from Rodrigo. Now, Bradley Barcola might be a better top corner finisher than Rodri. I just don't think he is. I really just don't think Bradley Barcola is better than this guy. You can't tell me 100 million for Bradley Barcola over 70 mil for Rodri. Entertainment, South American representation. You already have Ibu from France. Maybe a Barcola basically has Ibu deciding to stay at Liverpool. Like maybe a Barcola has Ibu like, dude, I'm going to sign the contract. I get injured. I'm going to stop asking for more money. I'll just take the highest they offer me and then just be so happy and then just take good incentives and then go home happy and then be happy all season because I'm eating. I'm not eating as much as I wanted if I negotiated like a snake, but I'm eating. Maybe a Barcola influences that, just having another French guy in the team. I don't know. I'm going very off topic here, but I want Rodrigo. No less than 70 bands, 70 bar. Perfect. Hook me up. 70 bar. It's not my money. But 100 bar for a guy that just kind of looks very, very, very similar to, his playing style and the fact that he doesn't lift the ball when he shoots. From the highlights I've seen, I could be missing something, but 3 goals, 4 assists in the Champions League. Okay, that's good. That's good. Barcola. So in the French Cup, he's got 4 goals. Okay, in League 1, he's got 14 goals, 10 assists. And he's been playing. Rodri's been chilling on the bench and he's 24. So, stats. 6 goals, 5 assists-ish. 5 goals, 2 assists in the Champions League-ish. 2 goals-ish. Our guy, Barcola's been scoring goals, hey? Maybe that's why he's 100 milli. Because Rodri could potentially score a goal, but we might struggle with his end product. Yeah, just looking at stats, and I know you should use the eye test and not stats, but I mean, I don't watch them every week, and I don't follow the narrative on this guy, and apparently he doesn't get game time, so I mean, I just don't know what to think about it, but if you're telling me Barcola got game time and it's just another 30 mil, I mean, whatever the club decides, they decide. I mean, they've been spearheading this money splashing, thing that they're on this season, and like I'm not going to interrupt them. I'm not going to speak against my club at all based on what they did. And if they only get a Leone, for me it's the perfect transfer window, which I doubt. I think we get Leone and someone else, but if they only get Leone, it's the perfect transfer window. It's the perfect transfer window, and that's something nobody can dispute at Liverpool. We've gotten a body in for Robbo, basically an upgrade on Robbo. Robbo stays, meaning we retain seniority. Trent leaves, we get a Jeremy Frimpong. There's a Bradley in front of a Jeremy Frimpong, even though Pong plays better right now, and I don't know what Slot's going to do. Pong can supplement for Salah, so a dual-purpose, all-out attacking right-sided winger, which might just, all in all, replace the whole Trent thing. Because Frimpong will be getting into 1-2s. He might make it look so good from the back. And then when he does get in the position to defend, he does defend. Like I said, I'm just afraid for Frimpong's body. I just can't wait for him to be fit for the first 10 games and then, just body people. In addition to bodying people, our midfield look amazing. And then there's one problem, which is attacker striking supplementation. I mean, Rio shouldn't be supplementing for Cody, but if it means Rio gets more game time, I don't mind also. This could be an exciting season just watching Rio. You know what I mean? Like, anything could happen for Liverpool, and this is me being optimistic, but like with good reason. I'm being optimistic with good reason. And my reason is Rio has played exceptionally. He's been playing exceptionally. He's shown us exceptional form. The guys are smiling. He's 16. None of us want him to obviously get overplayed. But if you're good enough, you're good enough. And Lamine Yamal is good enough. So Lamine Yamal plays for Barcelona. So in my opinion, if this guy is good enough, he deserves to play. Full stop, point blank, period. No two ways about it. Didn't stutter, didn't hesitate. Full stop. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you for today. It's been an amazing show. I just want to say shout out to Ranks. Unfortunately, he had some technical issues, but shout out to him. I've had enough of talking football by myself. But I'm gonna go ahead and say goodnight. Your boy's hungry and excited about this season, and I want to listen to some other YouTubers. Thank you to everybody for listening.